Hello, my name is Mark Hampton of Hampton Toyota, Hampton Mitsubishi in Lafayette, Louisiana, and then we have Hampton Imports, which is a Nissan store, Hyundai store, and Mitsubishi store in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Both of them are great places to live and raise a family. What I'm here talking about today is the career opportunities in the car business. I don't think a lot of people know the upward mobility of the car business. I think a lot of people think you have to be born into it. I think a lot of people think you have to have a lot of education to be in the car business. Basically, I've had 4 years of college. I did not graduate. I started selling cars in 1977 at a Ford dealership in Baton Rouge. It was the neatest, funnest job I think I've ever had. A couple of reasons why was the camaraderie. I had worked at a bank or a plant before, and at 5 o'clock just everybody went home. You worked shift work at the plant. You said goodbye, you never saw them again. I had played college basketball. I'd had the feeling of teammanship and accomplishing something. I went to work at the Ford dealership, Richards Ford in Baton Rouge, and basically people would leave and go someplace and get a bite to eat, go have a beer, and I thought it was great. Then I found out that on your early shift, where you were off at 5 or 6 o'clock, if you wanted to stay, you could stay and sell more cars and make more money. I had grown up working by the hour. I had grown up working on a salary. I had mixed mortar for a brick company, and basically you couldn't make any more money by working harder, smarter. And then I found out that in the car business, that if you knew your product and you had a selling personality, you made a lot more money. And probably sold cars for 2 or 3, 4 years, and basically looked at the finance manager and said, well, you know, what do? You don't have to go out and wait on the customer and be in the 100-degree heat. And he says, well, I sell the loans to the banks and make sure the paperwork's correct so our customers legally get their paperwork and ownership of the car. Well, my next question was, how much money do you make? And he told me, and it was more than I made, but of course there was more responsibility. And there again, my question was, do you have to have a college education? Do you have to know somebody? And the answer was no. You had to take on the responsibility of doing the job and managing people. It was a managing position. So I pursued it. And I became an F&I manager, and I did it for probably 8 years, and probably learned more about financing and the way to run your household and than anything I'd ever done. In other words, you learn the way banks lend money on housing. You learn the way capital loans are made for investments. You learn the way you protect a loan. I had the great opportunity. They sent me to school in Chicago for 2 weeks. It was fantastic. I was 24, 25 years old, and it changed my life. Once again, as soon as I got to that step, I looked at the sales manager and the used car manager and basically said, well, what do they do? And I was told what they do. Of course, the next question on anybody's mind is, how much money do they make? It was more money than F&I, so I pursued that job. And then, probably after being in the franchise business for 10 years, I went into the used car business, where we, at that time, which was a long time ago, 1980, cars weren't as expensive as they are now. You could be in the car business for $50,000, $60,000 and buy you 20 cars. And for 8 or 10 years, did great. Loved it again, loved everything about the car business, but basically what happened is the car dealers started keeping the cars. Cars went up, and I knew at that time that if I wanted to stay in the car business at this level, I had to buy a car manufacturer, a car dealership, and be a rep for the manufacturer, a franchise dealer. And in 1992, I bought my first store in Lafayette, Louisiana. It was a Mitsubishi store, which I didn't even know how to pronounce it, and I sure didn't have the training from going to dealer school and anything like that. And that's the main thing, the reason I'm making this video, is for anybody out there that's watching it, give yourself a chance. If you can sell, if you're passionate about doing something, if you look, we sell great products. Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Hyundai are great products. That's what I'm fortunate about. If we didn't have great products, I would go buy the used cars. There's a way to do it, and then we would pass on the value to our customer. But believe you, if any of you out there have bought a new car, I have, remember when you cranked the cars, you set your radio stations, you fixed your carpet, your rugs in there, you felt great. And so does the salesman that finds out your needs and your budgets and puts them together. And that's really what we do. When I sold cars, I made friends. I sold a car to somebody, went over to their house, and basically they had named their pet Hampton. That was pretty cool. So the real reason I'm making this tape is not to tell you what I did, but to tell you what you can do. Anybody out there that, male or female, we probably at the Toyota store, our best salesmen are female. It's a great job for you. The other thing a lot of people worry about are the hours. Let me share something with you. We pay on results, not by time and effort. So if you're able to produce selling the amount of cars we feel that you should, you almost work your own schedule. The people here, if they sell 20 cars a month, go and come as they please. And we have quite a few that do that. So if the other thing I want to talk to people that are maybe in the fast food or the restaurant business, you're waiting tables, you're cleaning dishes, you're staying there till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Yes, you may get to sleep in, but as you get older, those hours, they're not as good as you think, and our hours are better. We come to work at 8:30. That's later than we go to elementary school. We're off 5:30 to 6 o'clock every other day. We work a 5-day week. And, I was told not to talk about the money, but it is above average pay. And I think it's a hard, high-paying job. It's an easy, low-paying job. But there's no glass ceilings. You don't have to have a college degree. We really don't care who your mom or dad are. We don't care what gender, what color. All we want is somebody that will be honest and truthful about our product and be competitive and want to earn the business. And if you do that, you can go to the next step F&I manager. You can be a used car manager. There is no limit on what you can do. So if you'll call us, and we're going to give you the phone number. If you'll come by and look at the dealership, once again, the environment is air conditioned. You don't have to pay for a phone. You don't have to pay for a pencil. You just come in here and you learn the product. You learn that it has a 5-year warranty. You learn that it gets 32 miles to a gallon. You find out what the needs are and see if it fits your consumer. The most important thing is to get the consumer to be happy with his purchase, because it really doesn't matter what he pays if afterwards he bought the wrong car. So there is some skills that go with this, just like practicing football or basketball. Do we want athletes? Of course we want athletes. I played small college basketball. They're more competitive. They seem to put more demands on themselves. But like I said before, we don't care where you went to school, who your dad is, if you played football, basketball, or tennis. If you want a job where there's no politics, no glass ceiling, you can work your own hours, the harder you work, the more you make, please consider the car business. And I think our store is one of the best stores you can come to because of the people and because of how long we've been here. I got to tell you one other story. When I went in the car business, my mom and dad both said I was crazy. Said, what are you doing going and selling cars? You're in the banking industry. You worked at a plant. I went in the car business because I had a friend of mine that told me just what I'm telling you. Hey, come down here. It's fun. Come down here. We're making really good money. Come down here. There's camaraderie. I'm so glad I did it. Then when I went into F&I, my dad said, why are you going to get into management? I said, Dad, I don't know. Maybe it's because I want to better myself. Got into management, worked in the car business 10 years. Like I told you, I went in the used car business. He said, Mark, why are you going to the used car business? You got it made. And then, of course, when I bought the dealership, same thing. But he was the one that lent me the money that helped me. So, if you're willing to risk it all, boy, the benefits and the rewards are fantastic in this business. It's a clean environment. We have good people. Wherever you are, consider the car business. And I think if you're the right kind of person, and you know what, if you come here, it won't take us long to tell you, hey, it's not meant for you. You know, I don't think I could be an accountant, but you know, I was fortunate enough to find something that fit my personality and fit my skills and my needs and my education level. Give us a call at that number, email us at that address, and we look forward to talking to you.